I'm going to be making a field of flowers on canvas. We're going to be using negative stencils and real leaves, but don't freak out. You have no idea just how simple it is to do yourself at home. Stick around until the end to see how it turns out. Hello everyone, this is AV Creative. How are you today? It's very hot in London. The first day we've got 30 degrees. I somehow managed to catch a cold. I don't know. So forgive me the occasional sniff. I'll try my best not to sniffle too much, but yeah, that's me. The first thing, I want to thank you so much for all the lovely comments and all your messages regarding this painting. This very simple floral painting with UV resin, beginner friendly. But today I fancy something a little bit more complex. However, as usual, step by step, it's not going to be hard for anyone. We've got 30 by 40 canvas. If I don't know which colors I want, I will always go with something blue because you can't go wrong with that. Now, I'll tell you what I'm planning. This is dry, by the way. I've been planning on some botanical, floral, bunch of plants painting. You know, I always say that I don't have time for watching other people's tutorials online at all. I don't watch them. However, something popped up on my feed. I was so intrigued and I had to watch it. I watched the tutorial and the artist's name is D. Gillette Cox. I just fell in love. I fell in love with her techniques because, you know, I even noticed she's got very similar stencils to what I have. I bought these a couple of months ago, but I absolutely hated the edges. I wouldn't be surprised if the artist I mentioned had the same ones. They look very, very similar. So maybe it's from the same source. I bought mine on Temu, of all places. And what's been brewing in my mind, I actually saw her making such a good use of it. I absolutely recommend her channel, so I'm going to link it. What I am going to do now, I'm going to look first of all what plants I want to use. And then, yeah, let's proceed. And I was just thinking what colors, I put them here. But I'm going to look through these first. I've got lots of unused ones that I might just use. Oh, I like some, definitely. Okay, let's put them on this so we can see what I'm choosing. I like it. Yes, it's going to be like a, okay, this is, I was about to say the same, but it's not. Okay, I like both of them and I like this one, cute and little. I've realized that I actually don't have stencils of some big flowers at all, so there's something I'll have to purchase. I do have some really nice big blades of grass, which might be useful. Okay, that's fine. And something that looks like, I don't actually know, a bit like lavender, maybe. I wanted a little bit of like a wash, background wash with colors. And I was looking for some transparent ones. Oh, we've got a couple. I don't know if I want to go with pinks or blues. I'm just like undecided at the moment. I was saying that you are probably very familiar with those symbols on each paint. So we've got those squares and they tell us whether the paint is opaque, transparent or semi-transparent. This is opaque, but funny enough, this one is not. And they're so similar. This is transparent, opaque, transparent. How incredible. There's some white in here. Yeah, I might go for this one as well. Undecided about the green, but there should be some green. Where do I want them? We should have spread them with my wet tissue. If I spread them, there'll be hardly anything seen. See, I picked colors that I don't mind intermixing, even using the same baby wipe here. Oh, I honestly want to see a bit more of this gold, but it's kind of, yeah, let's use my fingers. So messy. Things are getting dry, which is not what I wanted. Very quickly, I am going to apply this in the background. I think I can do this one as well. Let's do this. Let's see if it's visible. Oh yeah, it's very visible. Oh, lovely. Okay. I think I was supposed to use this one as well and I didn't. I think I I really want to see this color. The stencil makes it look lighter, actually. I have these as well. Nice. And now I'm going to spray it with water. I don't see any drips yet, but that should blend some of the colors. It looks like some of the leaves, maybe. I've lost some of the leaves, so I can basically recreate them. Wow, that's really cool. I'm using the first thing I found on my table. Yeah, some of them are going to be blurred by the amount of water, but that's fine with me. Okay, we've got this so far. I looked at it in the morning and I thought I'm a bit overwhelmed with the purpleness. So I thought, it's easy to mute that a little bit. I've got cadmium orange here, which is transparent. So I'm basically putting it in some places, and we are getting slight of a brownish color, but that's okay. I've concluded I do need to see some green, just some green. I'm basically smearing everything with very, very light, I wanted to say wash. Let's say unusual colors. I like the gold sort of coming through. I've got a palette knife and I want to reintroduce a little bit more of the pink here and there. Now I desperately need some different negative stencils than this one. And what do you do if you don't have any? I'm not going to wait a week for the delivery, and I couldn't even find anything I liked online, to be honest. So what I did, I'll show you. I'm going to make my own negative stencils. I went out. I've got these. There is only one problem. Some of them are not very flat. So I thought I'm going to iron some of them, and hopefully I'll be able to create some negative stencils. This is the way I'm going to flatten my leaves. So my iron is on really hot. I position my leaves on a piece of paper. I don't want to iron them without any paper because I don't want them to be burnt. And now I am going to, well, basically iron them. Oh, you see, they got stuck here. Yeah, they're getting flattened nicely. I can use newspaper instead of printing paper, or I can put them in here. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure don't keep your iron for too long and don't leave it on. Aye. That easy. Look how flat they are. So yeah, that's the quickest way to make some leaf stencils, negative stencils. They look flatter. And now I'm going to make an arrangement. Now the only problem is that they are kind of slightly moving. So what, oh, this is completely dry. That's beautiful. What shall I do? I know it's very strange. I'm not going to glue it down. I'm going to just very gently put some Vaseline on so it doesn't fly away. Why? Because I can clean it off later. And it's a little bit sticky, but not too much. I don't want any glue. Let's just put it here. Well, you see? Ta-da! It doesn't move. I'm a genius. Sometimes I'm like, what? I know this is completely unconventional. Nobody does such stupid things, but I am creating this negative stencil that I so badly wanted. All right, I'm just going to put some more on. Quite a small surface area, so I need to cover the rest with the paper. I'm going out with this and peachy rose, and also maybe I'll use some of that somewhere here. I'm covering this area. I only want to spray the top. I'm back. If you're wondering why on earth is it peachy pink, it's because this is new bottle. It just doesn't work. The nozzle doesn't work. Look at my fingers. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, let's see what we have. Oh, this is glorious. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. Nothing here, some leaves there. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. Oh, a very faint one, beautiful. Guys, come on, tell me this is not gorgeous. Oh, look at this. I'm reusing the big stencil that I used yesterday. You can hardly see it underneath all the paint. And then my ever favorite super heavy gesso is serving as my texture paste. Bluey. Wonder if I need a bit more green. Okay, so getting a bit anxious here. So I am adding a little bit of this darker color here. And then I've got some blues. So this is going to be multicolored. And what do I have now? I've got a very light green. I wanted the top of this plant to be very light. Okay, let's lift it up and see. This is our first trying the color. Oh, right. I've decided to do one here. A small section. And now the big problem is the size of the painting, because I've got big stencils, but I can't put one on top of the others. I'll try my best not to destroy this one. I'm putting the same one here, and I know it's dirty, so I don't know. Okay, I did want to use some gold, but I've got the yellow as well here. And that's it, I'll take this off. I got up, I looked at it, and I straight away said, I don't like the yellow. I don't like the yellow at all. Fortunately, I can put template on and quickly change the color. And that's what I did. I've got this. This is a big stencil. I really like it. However, I'm going to do something controversial. You may disagree with me here, but I don't think I will ever use it as it is. I know myself, I want to find a spot that I like. I don't want someone else's design. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to cut this one out. I know you think I might be crazy. Yeah. That's it. I might actually keep this to handle it better. And now I'm going to make it a bit more user-friendly. I told you you can do it. You know, we do what we want. Oh, I can use it where I want it. I will be mixing some purples. Quite vibrant purples, yes. Now, if you're wondering how to choose the right colors, like for this one, why did I change from yellow to pink? This is something that I feel in my gut. I wasn't following any rules here. Something didn't sit with me. But of course we can back it up with color theory. I could, but I don't think we have time for that. I looked at the composition and I wanted one here. I'm going to apply the deeper purple here. Oh yeah, I don't think I will need a big one anymore. And then I'm going to apply a few of the little ones, because now I can maneuver. I know there's lots of happening here, but I desperately wanted to add a little bit to the middle. Now I'm going to show you a little trick to superimpose this image on top of the others, but I do want to preserve the others. I want this one behind, so how do I do it? I'm going to tape it down in the first place so it doesn't move. And now every part that I want to preserve, for example all that, I'm going to cover with tape. See, so I'm basically going to leave only the bit I want to put paste on exposed. All right, this one went over. I don't know what I think about it. I'll probably remove it. Before I add some unifying color to the background, I wanted to add a little bit of magenta to my latest pink additions. They did look too vibrant. The last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some of the pink blush highlights. I think they look good. This is almost finished. If I weren't afraid of covering all my design, I would use a hairdryer and I would blow my poured acrylics to darken some sections. But I can't do it. I'm not going to risk all that. So instead, I watered the colors down a lot. This is just water. A little bit of poured acrylics with water. Tons of water. So yeah, it feels like water. It doesn't run off the stick, as I usually say. No, it's just droplets of water. And I'm going to add a little bit of Mod Podge to create that, what professionals call a glaze, but I don't have a glazing medium at the moment. I'm going to use a bit of Mod Podge. And here I found something interesting and I thought, well, let's have a go. It's an iridescent paint, but it's blue-black. Just looked at it and I thought, do I want everything more purple or do I want to see more magenta? And yeah, I think I want to see a bit more magenta. I'm going to spread it between the leaves. Oops, you know, basically anywhere I want. Touching gently because I'm a bit worried. I don't need so much. I've got tons and I'm a bit hesitant to use any more. Definitely liking the pink here. And oh, still got, what have I got? Purple now. Yeah. Oh, much deeper color. And I've got gold. Oh yes, gold. Gold actually might look good on almost everything. I'm going to spray some water here now. Trying to shift some colors and at the same time unify the rest. So you see the spray is kind of taking it off. It's a lot of purple. I thought it was a bit too much purple. Well, there we are. Please let me know what you think of this one in the comments. It really helps the algorithm and helps my videos reach more people. I just want to say a big thank you again to the Gillette Cox for really great tips. I am going to link her video in the description. You can check her out. And don't forget to check out my Patreon for extended versions of my tutorials. Also, if you want to own this original piece or any other of my art pieces, head over to my website, abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.